Welcome back to another episode of The Global Life. If you're new here, I'm Monica, your favorite global connector, traveler, and diplomat. This is our weekly catch up where we talk life, travel, and navigating this wild world. A TikTok video has been living rent free in my head. Hold on while I figure out this editing thing.
And the crazy thing about all this is that I gotta be clocked in through this shit. We're reaching the end of the American empire, and I gotta read a headline that says Trump's decided to drain all oceans, and then just be like, anyways, per my last email.
But what really got me wasn't just the video, it was a comment someone left. It said, right, like the history books never mentioned that people just kept going to work as the empire crumbled around them. And if that isn't the most accurate summary of life right now, I don't know what is. Because honestly, they're not wrong. I'm in Monrovia, Liberia, supposed to be here until the end of March. But every day we wake up to some new, unprecedented, never seen before headline out of the US government, some fresh level of dysfunction. The continuing resolution expires on March 15th, and if a budget isn't passed, our government may shut down. After that, no one really knows what happens next. And yet, we keep moving. Meetings still happen, emails still get sent, TSA agents are still standing there asking people to take their laptops out of their bags like the country isn't in free fall. People are still logging into Zoom calls like nothing is happening. It's kind of absurd. But this is a reminder chaos is the default setting of the world. You either learn to move through it or you let it consume you. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we keep building, keep moving, and keep living when the only thing we're certain about is uncertainty. And speaking of uncertainty, can we talk about my unexpected fascination with bats? Listen, I never thought I'd be the person out here romanticizing bats, but Monrovia may be changing that. I can't even explain how many bats are on the compound I live in. It's not just a few, it's thousands. I told you, thousands. Normally, I'd be like totally creeped out, but there's something oddly comforting about their routine. Every morning, as I'm walking to work, I hear them settling in after their nighttime treks to who knows where. And then, like clockwork, as dusk settles and thousands of them take off again and go do whatever it is bats do, I don't know why, but I just get caught up in the scene of it all. Maybe it's the predictability. I mean, you keep seeing them and they do the same thing over and over again. In a world where everything feels so uncertain, where the rules seem to change overnight, there's something strangely reassuring about watching a creature committed to its routine. No matter what chaos unfolds in the world, no matter tomorrow, the next day, March 15th, or beyond, the bats still take flight. All right, enough about the bats. So, while the external world is spiraling, I've been focusing on making my internal world less chaotic. I'm not waiting for things to start calming down to start living. So, what have I been up to? First, I've been writing again, like consistently, for the first time in years. I mean, I'm a daily journal girly, but I'm blogging again, and I just completed a month of weekly blog posts. Let's go ahead and pause for applause. I'm focused on enjoying writing rather than the outcome, but if you were to go subscribe to my blog, I wouldn't be mad about it. Second, I'm redesigning how I think about financial security and building wealth, because let's be real, nobody's coming to save us, and no more now than ever, we know jobs aren't guaranteed. We have to build something sustainable for ourselves. Third, I'm reading more, like a lot more. I set a goal to read one book a week, and let me tell you how that started. A few years ago, my good friend and fellow diplomat Michael casually mentioned he reads 60 pages a day, with a goal of something ridiculous like 60 books a year. I laughed because what and why? But then I thought, okay, let me set a goal of 12 books a year, and I actually ended up reading 20. The next year, I am for 40. I made it to 25. So this year, 52. I'm taking it seriously. I want to challenge myself to stop thinking only other people can do things that require discipline, focus, and commitment. And lastly, I'm giving myself permission to do things just because I want to or don't want to. No explanation, no justification, no overthinking. We can't control everything happening around us, but we can decide what gets our energy and what gets our time. And sometimes that means doing things for no other reason than they bring you joy. Not because they're productive, not because they'll make you money, just because they make life worth living. That last one is so important because I won't lie, there's a part of me that constantly feels like I'm running out of time. Like I need to do everything right now and I need to see results immediately. But at the same time, I refuse to buy into hustle culture. That constant grind mentality, it will drain the life out of you. So I'm figuring out my own balance, a happy medium between disciplined productivity and intentional rest. Because the goal isn't just to work hard. I believe the goal is to live well. And if you're feeling that pressure too, ask yourself, are you moving with intention? Or are you just moving? All right. So that's the catch up for this week. I hope you like the new setup. If you're feeling inspired, if something resonated, or if you just want to share how life is treating you, drop a comment below. And if you're on this journey of designing a better life, whether it's through travel, career moves, or just figuring out how to slow down and enjoy, hit the subscribe button because we're in this together. Until next time, keep moving with intention, keep seeking joy, and remember, the empire may be crumbling, but we are still thriving. See you next week.